A freaking IKEA chair.
Let's talk about the Superman race swap that
no
one is discussing.
Oh, no.
Alan, we talked about it before the show, and I'm upset, and I'll tell you why, and you're not, it's not what you think. Let's talk about 69. One of the most beloved characters from the Superman films, and that is the character of the beloved Otis, played by Ned Beatty. Ned Beatty was a source of comic relief from the 1978 Superman. He was in the trio of, you got Lex Luthor, Gene Hackman, you've got Miss Tessmacher, played by Valerie Perrine, and Ned Beatty played Otis. Kind of beloved, sort of a goofy, I don't know, corn poke. I loved Otis. So many great lines. Remember when he tried to
slip in
Otisburg?
Yeah.
Otisburg. It's a little town. I love Otis. And, you know, James Gunn has brought in Miss Tessmacher in a role that's actually pivotal. And blink or you'll miss it, Otis is in the movie. But guess what Otis looks like? You'll never guess, Alan.
Well, I saw the movie. I know what he looks like.
Well, let me show you Otis from James Gunn's Superman. It's this guy.
It's Wendell Pierce.
Wendell Pierce plays Otis in James Gunn's Superman. And I have a huge problem with this. And you know what? It's not because he's black. It's because he's not funny. If you're going to cast Otis, you need to embody the character of Otis. I mean, Miss Tessmacher, she's, you know, a different take on that character. Fine. Otis is involved in the Lex group where they're calling out basically battleship numbers or vitamins. 12B, 13F. With the Superman Ultraman moves, that was lame. After a while, it's kind of lame. But Otis is in the movie, and he's not funny. If you're gonna race swap, fine, race swap an inconsequential character, but they need to embody the values, the core of the character. Alan, I know you care as passionately as I do. What do you think of this?
Okay, so first Chad is getting on me. Yeah, that's not Wendell Pierce. That's Terrence Rosemore. But you're right. The only reason I noticed only reason anyone would notice this is because Lex refers to him as Otis. Other than that character does nothing that Otis would have done. They're two completely different people. And for some reason, he just felt like, well, that's our Otis, you know, and not only did you not make him funny, you just made him bland. He follows the orders of Lex, and he's black. That's not that. If you're gonna race swap a character, you know, at least get the spirit of the character. Otherwise, there's just no reason for it, and it's just gonna piss Chris off, and it's just gonna make him do another rant. You know, and so complete failure on James Gunn's part here. Race swapping at its worst.
But good on WB and DC for canceling the Ta-Nehisi Coates Black Superman project. But they couldn't get Otis right. And that it would have been so easy. And it's not like they were toning down the comic relief in the movie. There's a lot of it. Sometimes it gets a little tiresome.
It just felt like an afterthought. I mean, there was no effort put into the character of Otis at all.
Exactly. Make Otis funny again.
A freaking IKEA chair.
Superman films on Film Threat. Alan, you've been doing a series of articles reviewing every Superman movie on the homepage of Film Threat right now. We have, is James Gunn's Superman the hero the genre needed, or its last gasp.
Yeah, and that's actually reviews from I did this review, and
Right.
then our other writers chimed in with their
Yeah,
feelings
all
about
the other writers from Film Threat gave their own thoughts, and they gave their own number ratings. We also have your James Gunn Superman review right here. You rated, what was your final rating?
It was 7. It was 7.
Yeah, and then
But flawed.
there were other Superman movies that you talked about. I don't even know what this is.
So this is a Turkish Superman. In the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, Turkey decided that they wanted to make popular versions, or make Turkish versions of popular American movies. And this is Superman. Not only in Superman Donaver, what they did was they just made a Superman movie, put a guy in a Superman suit. This is very reminiscent of Adventures of Superman versus what they were trying to parody, which was the Richard Donner Superman. They even bootlegged the John Williams score for this movie.
Oh my God. I've seen this before. It's bad.
Yeah, it is awful.
It's bad. It is terrible.
But my point is that just the fact that they had the guts and the balls to go into copyright infringement and lean heavily into it, it wins on my account.
Well, you really went deep with the Superman. This is Superman and the Mole Men.
Yeah, Superman and the Mole Men is the pilot episode of the Adventures of Superman television series.
And then you did Quest for Peace. This is crazy.
This is an awful movie.
Yeah, I know. And I love Chris Reeve.
You know, like this one, they wanted to get Chris Reeve to come back for a 4th one. And so Warner Brothers promised him a television series if he would come back. And then they promised him the ability to influence the script. So the idea that Superman is going to go out and destroy all of Earth's nuclear weapons and throw it into the sun, that was a Christopher Reeve's story idea. But this is about Superman versus Nuclear Man. And the upside is it does have Gene Hackman in it. The downside is John Cryer plays his son.
There are great deleted scenes from Quest for Peace on YouTube. They're just terrible. But you've got, like, look at this: the Super Slash Man, Selling Superman, Death of Superman Lives, What Happens.
Yeah, Death of Superman Lives. I mean, I know you're familiar with it.
Well, my friend John Schnepp made this movie. It's amazing.
Yeah, what's interesting is I'm watching this, and they talk about Superman being very emotional in Death of Superman, or I'm sorry, in Superman Lives. You know, and that, you know, he dies, and then they create a healing suit for him. And Nick Cage obviously is the star of this, and it got pretty far. It basically it got 2 months before production, so all the pre-production work had been done. And Warner Brothers decided that it was just too costly of a risk. So they took all the money that they would have put into Superman Lives and put it into this great movie we all know as Wild Wild West.
Oh, God.
So instead of getting Superman Lives, we got Wild Wild West instead. And I'll say this, after watching the documentary, I don't know. I think I personally would have been intrigued to watch this movie. I would have seen it, but I don't know that it would have made a lot of money at the box office.
Well, if you look up Superman, there are pages and pages of reviews of older films and weird ephemera. I would describe it as ephemera, especially that Turkish Superman.
Yeah.
So check that out on Film Threat.
Yeah. Can you imagine that a world where there was no Wild Wild West, but Superman Lives exists?
I would love to have seen a Tim Burton Superman.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it'd be weird. There's, in the documentary, we saw Tim Burton like talk to Nick Cage, and he wanted to make Clark Kent like a really sort of weird nerd that he would react to a joke that he heard a comedian say, like, you know, blocks away, he could hear it, or miles away, and you'd see him laughing for no reason. So he really went like deep on the character. I mean, Nick Cage is famously a huge Superman fan. He named his son Kal-El. He has Action Comics #1. He has a big comic collection. So And then of course,
I think Lois pregnant in this version.
I don't remember, but
think-
I have
yeah.
the doc on Blu-ray, and I should give it a rewatch.
Yeah, but it's fascinating. I do like the fact that Kevin Smith wrote the first script, and everyone agreed that it was an awful script, and they fired him once Tim Burton got him. Kevin Smith suggested Tim Burton. They hired him, and then Tim Burton fired him because the script was bad.